In this lecture, we will find the greatest value in an array. So let's say we have an array of 5 elements 11, 45, 23, 78 and 9. Now in this array, 78 is the greatest value. To find the greatest value, we will loop through the entire array and perform comparison with individual elements with a variable. So let's learn it practically. First, I'll declare an array ARR and will give the same values which I just mentioned 11, 45, 23, 78 and 9. Now because we have to loop through the entire array, I will also find the length of it by saying the for loop of length, and this concept of finding length we have already discussed earlier. I will also take a variable for the greatest value, that is max v, that is max value, which will be initially 0. Now I will put a loop for the array so that we can take every element and compare. So I'll say for let I is equal to 0, I less than len and I++. Then we will compare each element with the greatest, that is the max v variable. If the element value is greater than max value, we will store that current element's value to max value variable. Now let's dry run for each iteration. For example, ARR of I greater than max. Now in our case, 11 is the value of ARR I, that is ARR of 0, and that is more than 0 of course. So the condition is true, and in that case max value will be 11. Now in the next iteration, ARR of I is 45 and will be compared with max value, which is 11 at the moment. So again the condition is true. So max value will be ARR of I, that is 45 is assigned to max value. For the third iteration, the comparison will be, is 23 greater than 45? No, it is not. So max value will remain 45, and in the fourth iteration, it will be, is 78 more than 45, which is true. So max value is updated with new value, that is 78. And in the last iteration, the comparison will be, is 9 greater than 78? Absolutely not. So this way we get 78, that is the max or greatest value, which we will display at the end with a message. So let me just say console log greatest value is the max v variable. Now let's run the code, and there we have the max value, that is 78. Let me add one more element at the end, 101, and run the code again, and now we have 101 as the greatest value. So this was about finding the greatest value in an array.